Good night, St. Martin, and welcome to www.sxmtalk.com. Of course, I'm your host, Christopher Emmanuel, and we welcome you to your favorite online program. And tonight is live and serious discussion. I'm going to have how should I call it? A pretty interesting discussion for you. Like every other night, I say the discussions are interesting. But tonight, I'm looking basically at our environment. And if you go on the Facebook page, especially those who are on my Facebook page, you would see that I said the late, great, honorable Claude Wathey speaks. And it's a recording that we picked up because it was sent to me by Yadida Vane and Ruben Thompson, and they said, Chris, you should look at it. And I viewed it, I watched it, and to my amazement, the things he was talking about in 1982, right, tells me, proved to me that we are doing something wrong here in St. Martin. And I'm going to tie it into modern day St. Martin and a lot of things that we are seeing happening, a lot of things that we are seeing taking place. And it's one of the reasons why others be so hard and others come down real hard on the former deputy prime minister. And because if you listen, like I said, we're going to play the tape, we're going to play the recording, and if you listen to it, right, you have to ask yourself the question then, what happened? Where did we go wrong? You know, that's why I decided to play this program tonight, have this show tonight, because we're going to be talking about our garbage disposal. We're going to be talking about recycling. We're going to be talking about the hygienic situation on St. Martin, because in my opinion, St. Martin is filthy, is dirty, and I think it's time we need a not just a cleanup campaign, and it all flows into the discussion with the season. It's hurricane season. The drains. This is the reason why I'm always going to tip my hat and say thumbs up, okay, to the young Garveyite, to the Pan-Africanist, Rignal Bakari Arundel, with what he's doing in the district of St. Peter's, with a cleanup campaign, when he cleaned up the area there by the Prince William Alexander School. Utmost respect for the brethren, because he is changing the face of his community. All right? And I think it's time that we as a people, we here in St. Martin, start to look at our surroundings. The place, listen, you have rats the size of cats on the island running around the place, running on the electrical wire on this line, coming in your house, coming on your porch. The place is, we have a rat epidemic in the country. The place is filthy, and we all just have no sort of consideration to how we dispose of our garbage, the grey water, the running, the sewage. Our island is nasty. When I drive around and I say to myself, wait a minute, this is what we have to offer? So tonight, we will be playing a short tape where the late Claude Wathey is being interviewed. And I specifically wanted to play it that way. And I hope that someone out there who's listening, please call the former Deputy Prime Minister and ask him to log on. Log on to www.sxmtalk.com. Even if you got your BlackBerry, because this is a new system we have up now. When you go to the website and you have your BlackBerry, log on to the show, www.sxmtalk.com on your BlackBerry. Scroll up in the corner, look right up in the corner, you're going to see the radio. Okay, you're going to see the radio station part, SXM Radio, and you click on it, you can hear it. So we have the app now for your BlackBerry. Okay, you can also do the same thing on your iPad. All right, you can also do the same thing on your iPad. It is clear, it is smooth, it is live. You may not be able to view, but you can listen and hear the talks. All right, so call someone, call a friend, and tell them that their favorite internet program is on. www.sxmtalk.com. Live and serious discussion starts right now. Like I said, we're going to go into the tape. I want you guys to listen clearly to what the late Claude Wathey is saying. And this was done in 1982. We are talking about what? About 30 years ago. 30 years ago. And look at where we are today. So I'm going to get my engineer, get ready to play the tape, listen to it, and then I'll be back.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wathey. We have seen quite a change on St. Martin over the last 30 years. Thank you so much, Mr. Wathey. We have seen quite a change on St. Martin over the last 30 years. Of course, these changes, or what we could call on St. Martin progress, doesn't go without its problems. There are many sacrifices. We have seen many buildings, old buildings have to be torn down to make way for modern shopping centers, etc. We are coped today with problems such as garbage disposal, road congestion, deterioration of the roads. These things we know will happen in any place that's in progress. However, could you tell us, Mr. Wathey, what the plans are to curb like garbage disposal problem on St. Martin, road congestion, and even the deterioration of the roads?
Well, as you know, we have presented a plan to the Dutch government for financing for a garbage incinerator. Due to limited space on the island, it is not easy to find a garbage disposal like a ravine or somewhere that we can throw up a garbage and burn it, reclaim the land. We are doing a little reclaiming of land here in the Salt Pond, but that is of just temporary nature. We cannot continue with that forever. This plan that we have presented to Holland is estimated to cost 9 million guilders. It will burn the garbage, but then not all the garbage, because there are certain things that we pick up in garbage like bottles and metals, and so that we will still have to dispose of them somewhere. So it will not be a complete solution. We will have to find a dump somewhere for them, or if it's sufficient iron work and scrap metal, we may be able to entice someone to buy it for scrap metal. Otherwise, we will have to find an area for disposing of that. We hope that by sometime this year, Holland will approve of the plans and we can start ordering the incinerator. It's an expensive affair to have an incinerator, and we may have to go out to charging individual homes a certain amount per month for collecting of their garbage, which is done in our sister islands, Curacao and Aruba. We have refrained from doing this as much as possible because, as you notice, our government has done very little increasing of anything to the native, to the local man especially. Because of the high cost of living, the inflation, we try to keep any other cost from the people as long as the government can keep it.
Yes, and like I said, that was a short clip that we have there with the late Claude Wathey talking about our garbage situation, the incinerator costing back then a tune of 9 million guilders that they sent a proposal to the Dutch government, I believe, for funding. But the whole thing of me playing this tape, right, I hope the former Deputy Prime Minister get a hold and look at it, because I'm saying, what happened to the incinerator? Where is our incinerator? And the reason why I'm directly talking about Tian Heidegger and as being a Deputy Prime Minister is simply because look at our garbage situation today. And here it is, your grandfather have been talking 30 years ago, 1982, of trying to get an incinerator to deal with the garbage situation, but not you. What you want to do and what you want to deal with is a bridge. It's a bridge. And then you want St. Martin people to believe that you care. You want St. Martin people to believe that you care. And if you had cared so much about St. Martin, you wouldn't have made contracts that are going to cripple St. Martin if any other government come after and try to say, look, listen, this causeway is not good for the island. Okay? So this is the reason why I'm playing this. And I'm also playing it to direct my attention, or the attention, to we here. Listen, St. Martin, listen up. We can only continue what we are doing for a very short period of time. I don't even think that dump have 5 more years in it of exist. I don't think it have 5 more years of carrying capacity. Okay? We have to want it. Why are we still disposing bottles, plastics, paper, metal, aluminum in the same thing? I don't get it, understand. I can't fathom that in this day and age, all the intelligence that we have Blackberries, we have iPad, we have internet, we have cable TV, we have satellite, we have mobile, all the advance in technology. No one on the island, on this side of 16 square miles, don't find it right or fitting that we start to separate our garbage and send them off for recycling. Everyone think it's fine for us to be throwing perishable stuff, okay, that is good for compost, in the same garbage bin with bottles, with plastic, with aluminum, with tin, with paper. But where's the progress? And this is what has freaked me out, because we have all the brilliant minds. But these sort of things has freaked me out, the simplest of things. A couple of weeks ago, we had the now Deputy Prime Minister of Public Works, Honorable William Marlin, talking about preliminary talks they had with some Brazilian groups. Some preliminary talk with some Brazilian group with building tunnels. And I'm saying to myself, man, look, listen here. Building what tunnel? St. Martin don't need no tunnel. What we need here, okay, is a sustainable, a ecological bus and transportation system. That's what I can't get it under. Why don't we deal with the source of the problem? We don't need no tunnels dug on St. Martin. You shouldn't be having no preliminary talks with no Brazilian group. Those same Brazilians right now in the world are #1 when it comes to recycling. Brazil. It's the most ecological, okay, and energy sufficient country in the world. Brazil don't have no oil shortage. Brazil don't have no gas shortage. Brazil don't have salt, because they have been using ethanol 10, 15, 20 years ago. They have been converting sugarcane and stuff into ethanol. Their cars are converted to use it. OPEC don't have no hold on Brazil. They are the #1 recycling country in the world. They recycle everything. Those are the kind of talks you should be having with Brazil. That we are trying to set up here an incinerator. We'll be separating our garbage, plastic by plastics, metal by metal, tin by tin, aluminum by aluminum, glass by glass, and we shipping it off and sending it off to Brazil. Those are the kind of talks, sustainable development. When you guys talking about building tunnels, we are talking about millions. Our budget is only about 200 and something million guilders. So we'll be paying, no, we'll be paying about 300 and something million guilders. We'll be paying for a tunnel for the rest of our life. We don't need no tunnel. We have a road problem because we believe that we can continue to import hundreds of cars every year and use the same road network. And our smart people, we have a road in Coal Bay, we have a road in Simpson Bay, and our smart people, okay, getting study from consultants in Breda, telling us, trying to convince us here in St. Martin that if you put a bridge, listen, these people are so smart, and we are the world's dumbest set of people. You have one road in Cahill. We have one road in Colby, one road in Simpson Bay. And the smart people are telling us if we put a bridge between the two roads, it's going to alleviate traffic. Even when the traffic is coming back to the same end at the Colby roundabout. Same. But they're so smart and they're telling us 64% of the traffic will be alleviated. So when that sort of jib-jab, dribble juice nonsense is not biting and they realize we ain't falling for it, they start to implement fear now in the people and say, well, look, listen, the Simpson Bay Bridge have lived out its term. Okay? And if something happened, if the bridge collapsed, if this, let me tell you something. The dump is quicker to explode, okay? Because we have seen it happen on many occasions where there are different explosions on the dump, okay? What's it, what you call it, gas? When you continue to churn garbage over and over and over. Can't remember the word. But anyway, it gives off methane gas. It gives off that gas that catches a fire. So the dump is more likely. So if the harbor bridge have lived out its term, okay, the Simpson Bay Bridge can't go no longer. Even though a couple of years ago, we spent millions on guilders on repairing maybe 5 feet of it. Michael Ferry could tell you about that very well. All right? But if the bridge have lived out its term, then what about the dump? What about the dump? So here we have Claude Wathey 30 years ago talking about we need an incinerator. You also listen to him, because I'm going to play the tape again. You heard him say about separating your garbage 30 years ago. I tell you, it's amazing. It's amazing. And what his grandson does, the grandson ain't come to separate nothing. He come to put more. Let me throw sand in the pond and make a ring road again. Let me put a bridge again. 30 years ago, his grandfather talked about we need an incinerator. I'll tell you what the problem is. I'm trying to figure out what happened to our incinerator. Did they really get that funding? 9 million guilders. We have ISONA and AMFO and all those sort of things today. I wonder what was the name of those agencies 30 years ago. All right? I'm going to come back here with that research because it was a bit difficult to get my hands on. I wonder if they send in that proposal that they're talking about 30 years ago, if they ever received the funding for it and what happened to our incinerator. But let me tell you why today we don't have the incinerator, St. Martin. Because when you listen to Claude Wathey 30 years ago talking, he said clearly, having an incinerator is an expensive thing. And we may have to charge homes for disposal of their garbage. And that is what we don't want to do. And the same thing goes for our politicians today. It's not that they don't want to charge, okay? It's not that they don't want to charge, because if they have to charge for the incinerator to function and work, that's not their concern. Charge the people and leave the incinerator work. Their concern is, how am I, as a politician, going to make money from it? Me. How can I personally make money from it? Because you see what happened? It can't be done in a way where one person have the crane for the harbor. Okay? Swindle the crane away. So now, how I could swindle the incinerator away? So me, my family, I could have it. So that I could make money from it. And that is what they haven't figured out. That is what they don't know how to get done. You see? So because those in power now, those in power then, right, can't make money from it. And not just a little bit of money, that they want to make a lot one time and fast. So because they can't do that, is why our dump looks the way it looks. And we have no incinerator. St. Martin people, right? We cannot continue like this. This side of the island is 16 square miles. The northern side is 21 square miles. Go and look at the dump on the French side today. Just drive on it. So when you hear them say we can't and we can't and we can't, it's going to take them 15 minutes in a car. And as a matter of fact, right, all of them, all the members of parliament, all the members who are ministers today, had a tour at the garbage facility on the French side. They had a tour. They saw how it's done. And I'm saying to myself, it's not off island. You don't have to go nowhere far. You don't have to pick up a blinking phone. Jump in your M7 and your Power 1 or your whatever it is, your SG vehicle, and drive over with your police escort and thing. And just take a look at it. So how is it that one side of the island could get it done right, could have it done correct, and over here is not? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because France is involved with that system, and no politician, no one individual, none of them is making money from it. I want you guys to see the difference. It works over there. So when you drive in Concordia, French Quarter, Sandy Ground, okay, you would see different color bins. Some have a yellow head, a red head, a blue head to throw your bottle and your plastic. It works there. Okay? It works there. So how it can't work over here? I can't get it understand. So it is simple. It is simple. Even in Curacao, started to charge about a couple of years ago in the late 90s, they started to charge for picking up garbage. But we never feel it because that $10 or that 25 guilder was in your bill. And if I'm not mistaken, I had a bill from a partner of mine in Curacao. I think it was about 15 guilders. Everybody. A month, okay, per household would pay 15 guilders. 15 guilders to pick up your garbage, You see? So it's not that they don't have the will and all. It's that they can't make money from it. And that's how nasty our politicians and them are on this island. Because they all drive past that dump every day. Look at it. And I am saying, the next major disaster is not going to happen in St. Martin because of a hurricane. It's going to happen because of that dump. Every afternoon, you can smell it. You can smell it every afternoon. Okay? So, what was the name of this company in Curacao? I had all this information and I wrote it down on the paper, but I didn't bring this paper, but I trying to remember. The garbage is collected by a company in Curacao called Silico. And guess who owns Silico? Ain't a Boyke and a this one and a that one how it is. The government owns Silico. The people of Curacao own Silico. They own it. Okay? The government hire people that they pay that's on the payroll for picking up garbage here on St. Martin. Let me tell you something. When I get in power, and if I ever got to be in control, I sorry for the Boykies. I sorry for them. Just look at garbage in your neighborhood. Look at garbage in your community. This is serious discussion that we have here now. You know what? Look what I'm going to ask you guys to do. Go on YouTube and look up Silico. I think it's S-E-L-I-K-O-R. Silico. And you're going to see it for yourself, because I don't like to just talk here and then people are saying, oh yeah, he's talking. No. You're going to see good for yourself. You're going to see the video clips. You're going to see that there's the government of Curacao that own the company. All right. Now, I'm not saying that the way it's being done here in St. Martin is bad or it's wrong, where you have different individuals, it is split up and the pay is cut up. You see? I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not effective. It's not working because the place is filthy. It's nasty. It smells bad. Okay? And I don't even want to go as far as to Curacao. But the reason why I'm using Curacao as an example is because when you talk about the French side or the northern side, I say, yeah, but there's France. France is what doing it. Okay? So I'm saying, look how it's done in Curacao. It is all centralized. Ensure quality. All right? But look at it here on St. Martin. It's a health hazard. Rats. I mean, the place is just filthy. It's just filthy. All right? But I'm going to play this clip again, right? And I want someone to please, I don't even know how much we have viewing now, whether it's 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, right? Anyone who's viewing this now, who's viewing it right now, see if I could do a little network for me. Call somebody who could call somebody who know the former deputy prime minister, to your Heiliger, and tell him to log on. Tell him to watch it because Christopher's saying it here. And Christopher is saying that you're a traitor to this country. You don't care about this country. All you care about is the bottom line and your money. That's all you're caring about. Because I am saying, if I want to live my grandfather's legacy, because listen, whenever we talk about bringing St. Martin out of the Stone Age, bringing St. Martin into the forefront, putting St. Martin on the map, we all use the name Claude Wathey. That's all what we use. And it's like a litmus test. We use him to measure everything that we want to do good on the island. Because he was the great white hope, the savior. So why are you not using him now? Why are we not following what he's saying now? You know why? Because we have this nasty hypocrite way of us. All right? Listen to what a gentleman is saying back in 1982. 1982. 30 years ago. And up to this present day, St. Martin don't have a garbage incinerator. We don't have none. And I can't get it to understand. But like I said, this is the games that they just play with us, St. Martin, because we are dummies. You see? But this is the reason why I give my thumbs up to Bukhari. I applaud. Because when I'm upset with them, I'm upset with them. But when they're doing good works, they're doing good works. Yadira Vane, Pride Foundation, okay, Reuben Thompson, Epic, and those environmental groups. Now, I ain't a mangrove plant, and you can catch me with boots on and I then in Simpson Bay planting a mangrove. I don't want nothing bite me. Okay? But today we have these individuals that brings awareness. I still don't understand what's going on down at the so-called Indigo Bay, but for me it's K Bay. Alright? They got breakwater here. It seems as if they could just come to this country and do what they want. But St. Martin, I care about my garbage. I care about those rats. Well, I don't care about the rat. But I'm concerned about when I see the rats walking across on that electrical port, electrical wire in the pole, coming on my porch. Okay, defecating and all kind of things. I have a problem with it. I have a problem with way in the manner in which garbage is being collected on this island. Because they leave all the refuse around the garbage bin. They don't come out with a rake. When you go to the front side and you see how it's done, the garbage is in an enclosed area. They push it in. When it come out, they have someone that comes and they clean up in the area, hose it down, sanitize it. But here, they pick up garbage now and it look like they didn't pick up nothing because garbage will fall out, they don't rake up, they don't clean up. You seen a bunch of, it just looks nasty. But what is our concern? Having preliminary talks with a group from Brazil to build tunnels. What's our concern? A bridge that is destroying the eco-life in the Simpson Bay Lagoon. All the little seedlings and things down there from the conch and the shrimp and the wilks, that is dead. Okay? No more light can go through there. Photosynthesis cannot take place. That is finished for the next 100 years. That is dead. And if I don't think that what I'm saying is true, go and do the research for yourself. Go and do the research for yourself. Okay? We hear about all these studies we just hear about. All right? And it has freaked me out because they just come with the smartest of plans, the greatest of things. All right? All these studies we just hear what has been done, but no one ever see a report. No one never see a report. Preliminary talks, what does that mean? What does it mean? We have all these individuals going to Palatino, all over the place they're traveling. How come they don't come back and talk about, oh, we saw a good recycling plant in Brazil that we have intentions for them to come and look at St. Martin. But no, we gone and spent $100,000, $90-something thousand for Ocho Cinco to come here to get married and talk about it's good promotion. No, take that $100,000, bring up these guys from Brazil, show them what our dump look like, show them what our garbage is, and leave them make something. Do something for the people. Huh? Look at the picture on the screen. You see what a dump look like. Look at your screen because we brought up a picture. That's what a dump looks like. Okay? And the thing is, you can smell it and it is always on fire. Look at it. Look at the dump. That's a picture of the dump in flames. It's not me saying, I'm not just saying these things because I want to say it. And no one could say that I'm attacking anyone. Look at it for yourself. It's right there. Because I'm talking about now government. I'm talking about past government. I'm calling everybody name. Okay? Everybody name I'm calling. You know why I'm doing it? Because my island is a pigsty. It is filthy, it's nasty. And we as a people deserve better than this garbage. Deserve better than this crap. Okay? I hope Dave is listening. Okay? So you can't say no that I'm just attacking one person. I'm attacking everyone on this. Everyone who's in the power to make a decision. Look at the island. You guys, what? I'm going to go back to the video. I'm going to go back to the video so you guys can hear it for yourself again. And don't just look at it and listen to it. But try to understand the question that is being asked by the gentleman and what Claude Wathey is talking about 30 years ago. This was done in 1982. We're going to go to the video. Take a look.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wathey. We have seen quite a change on St. Martin over the last 30 years. Thank you so much, Mr. Wathey. We have seen quite a change on St. Martin over the last 30 years. Of course, these changes, or what we could call on St. Martin progress, doesn't go without its problems. There are many sacrifices. We have seen many buildings, old buildings have to be torn down to make way for modern shopping centers, etc. We are coped today with problems such as garbage disposal, road congestion, deterioration of the roads. These things we know will happen in any place that's in progress. However, could you tell us, Mr. Wathey, what the plans are to curb like garbage disposal problem on St. Martin, road congestion, and even the deterioration of the roads?
Well, as you know, we have presented a plan to the Dutch government for financing for a garbage incinerator. Due to limited space on the island, it is not easy to find a garbage disposal like a ravine or somewhere that we can throw up a garbage and burn it or reclaim the land. We are doing a little reclaiming of land here in the Salt Pond, but that is of just temporary nature. We cannot continue with that forever. This plan that we have presented to Holland is estimated to cost 9 million guilders. It will burn the garbage, but then not all the garbage, because there are certain things that we pick up in garbage like bottles and metals, and so that we will still have to dispose of them somewhere. So it will not be a complete solution. We will have to find a dump somewhere for them, or if it's sufficient iron work and scrap metal, we may be able to entice someone to buy it for scrap metal. Otherwise, we will have to find an area for disposing of that. We hope that by sometime this year, Holland will approve of the plans and we can start ordering the incinerator. It's an expensive affair to have an incinerator, and we may have to go out to charging individual homes a certain amount per month for collecting of their garbage, which is done in our sister islands, Curacao and Aruba. We have refrained from doing this as much as possible because, as you notice, our government has done very little increasing of anything to the native, to the local man especially. Because of the high cost of living, the inflation, we try to keep any other cost from the people as long as the government can keep it.
Yes. And like, you know, at the end of the recording there with Claude Wathey, he said, because of the high cost of living, we're talking about 1982. How old I was what, 6 years old? In 1980, I was 6 years old, and he's talking about the high cost of living then. You can imagine the high cost of living now? So for incinerator cost back then that they sent that proposal to Holland, like I said, I'm gonna find out, I'm gonna work and find out, you know, whatever happened to that proposal. But you guys know how St. Martin work, huh? You really need to go down and beg for things that is public, right? But we're talking about 9 million guilders back then. 9 million guilders. They're talking about getting an incinerator today for 120 something million dollars. Look, listen. Boy, hey, they good enough. It has freaked me out because they're good. They're good. But it's a testament to how they view us in this country. How they see the people at this. I could imagine they're all on this Last Supper table. Okay? Breaking bread. Okay? With wine, caviar. The most richest and expensive of food. And looking at the rest of St. Martin and say, but look at those dummies. Look at those idiots. We could just take anything and just shove it in their face. And just straight in the face, and they're going to bite it. And they're going to take it. Huh? And yes, the person that wrote on the chat box, the person is absolutely correct. Brazil doesn't import oil. But the point that I was making with Brazil, and I'm not disagreeing with anyone, right? Instead of bringing a Brazil team here to talk about preliminary about building tunnels, bring them here to deal with our garbage situation. Dialogue with the government on the north about opening the road in Concordia. Start talking about opening the road over the hill, Waymont Hill to Dutch Quarter. Huh? You allow Indigo Bay to do whatever they want to do, that we can't use the road going through GB or going around. I mean, government, if you want to do something with the people, do something. We tired of hearing the talks, man. We tired of seeing how your mouth moving and just dribble. It is sickening. Do something tangible. Do something that the people in them could feel in their lifetime. In their lifetime. All right? But I'll tell you what I'm seeing. Right? I am seeing a change of the guards come 2014. And this is why and yes, I just say it, I am a politician. I am still a member, I am a member of the National Alliance. I ran on the list. Okay? But that doesn't mean that I have to sit down here, come here, and say nothing about National Alliance if they're not doing things right. No. I am on no government side, you know. I'm on the people's side. So whether it's National Alliance, UP, DP, I'm going to talk about all of them. And that's why I said, yes, the Deputy Prime Minister talk about preliminary talks, but we don't need no Brazilians here coming to talk about building a tunnel. Bring them here and set up a recycling plant. So you know what you could get? You know what you'll get? You get young people in them now, can go to the bank, okay, propose a proposal to the bank, get themselves a truck, all right? They put on these bins all over the island, and they'll be collecting the stuff, all right? Because since Boyke and this one and all of them done got a garbage thing already now, bust it down now for them to collect these things. Gaining employment, sustainable. I don't get to understand. This is the reason why I said, come 2014, St. Martin, let us start to think different. All I'm asking St. Martin people to do is just to sit down, sit back, and think. It doesn't cost you nothing. It doesn't cost you nothing to just use your brain and just think about it. That's all I'm asking. And that is my slogan. That is my motto. Think differently. Because if we continue to do the same thing over and over and over, all we're going to get is the same result. It is insane for all of us here in this country to want to do the same thing over and expect to get a different result. That's the definition of insanity. It's madness. It's like a crackhead, no he on drugs, no he on crack, and then saying no I ain't on crack. And every day they're going to change, every day, and we very well know it's not going to change. Okay? I don't go along just to get along. There will always be work in garbage collection out of the box. I mean, it is so much that can be done. Much more employment can be created. It's millions of guilders that we spend every year on garbage. The contract, we just see them come out. Every year. But as much as I as much as I want to beat up on government, but that's not what tonight is about. It's not about beating up on government. It's about pointing out facts. I'm showing it to you. There's the proof. There it is. It is also to illustrate. It is also to show, okay, what is happening, what is going on. And this is the reason why I said don't take it from Christopher. Look at it for yourself. Just look at it. We have a cancer epidemic on the island. We have an asthma epidemic on the island. Where are these things coming from? Where are them coming from? St. Martin people, no one can withhold information from you anymore. We are far away from that stage where if they see you reading the what was the name of the newspaper from Lasana, from the lakes, the Newsday. No, it was a Newsday. I heard stories. I heard stories back then that if you was caught reading the Newsday, I believe it what it was, you know, and you was working a certain place, when you go back to work, you lost your jobs because the same Claude Wathey would have called and say, You know, don't hire this one and don't this one and don't that one. You couldn't read the newspaper. You couldn't read the independent pages from the senior Jose Lake. Not today. Nobody. No one in St. Martin have any rights now to say that they don't know. Or they didn't know the information. No. You know why? Because everybody have a BlackBerry. And the majority of the people them don't even got a Be Social plan now. They got a $30 plan with internet and everything on it. And who ain't have that have iPhone and iPad, internet, computers, iPads. It's there. All you have to do is Google it. That's all. Okay, and if you don't believe me, let me set a little test for you. Everybody right now, go on the internet and Google your own name. Just Google your own name. You'll be surprised to see what comes up when you Google your own name. So the information is there. And this is the information you got to hold up. And when the politicians and them come and chat their nonsense, you can say, but what about this? And what about that? That's all I'm asking you to do, St. Martin. To be your own man. Be your own woman. Don't allow no one to tell it to you. And that's what it is. That's cardinal. That's gold. And as benevolent as a person may be, it is your right to need and want to know for yourself. And listen, you see SXMTalk, we're going to be here. And trust you me, and I'm saying this all the time, it's going to grow. It's going to get bigger. It's going to get more viewers listening. And trust me, come 2014, everybody going to want to be here on this program. Everybody. You know why? Because SXMTalk is going to have the whole St. Martin listening. Why? Because we are not like the mainstream media. They can't do us anything, and we can say what we want. It is me, because of respect. I don't want to be cussing bad words, because I don't. Out of respect for you, St. Martin. But there's no bureau telecommunication who could come here and tell me what they want and ask me for recording. They cannot do it. Okay? They cannot do it. Else it would have been done long time. Okay? They would have tried to stop it one time. This is on the internet. They don't control and own the internet. Oh, what they could do is probably take off the current. Okay? But once I pay my bills and tell them take off my current and GB take off my vice versa, then somebody got to answer to me. And I'm going to make a serious noise. So this is what we need here in St. Martin. We need people to be bold. And that's why I said yesterday on yesterday's program, we are being ripped off in this country. Because we don't want to be bold. We don't want to stand up for our right. We don't want to believe in self. We want to believe in what someone else tells us. Or we want to believe in a name or a label. Oh, this is an MP and the MP say. Oh, this is a minister and the minister say. Like, for example, today was the most weirdest day I've ever seen in St. Martin. Yesterday, there was no school. And the place was calm and good and great. Today, when we had gusty winds and rain and everything, schools was open. And it comes from the department management, DCOM, and the prime minister, and they set a precedent, so they don't want to take it back. And I'm saying to myself, but it's the most hogwash and bull nonsense I've ever heard. So what if something had happened to a child? The high gusty winds blow a coconut tree and one of the branches them, broke off and fall and tried. What are you going to say? Huh? Like today, did you guys hear Yanchi Leonard today in Parliament? I mean, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to go there. I'm simply going to say, St. Martin people have a very enjoyable evening. Everyone all over the world, thank you guys for logging on. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back here tomorrow, God's Pay Our Lives. Tell a friend, tell someone that your favorite internet program is right here. Starts at 8:30, www.sxmtalk.com. And yes, log on right now to your BlackBerry, your iPad. Download the website, www.sxmtalk.com. You'll see the SXM radio up in the corner. You click on that and you can hear us clear, loud, no interruptions, no static. Like I said, we are moving on up. We are advancing because we are trying our best to reach you at your convenience, at your comfort. So you can get us live now on your BlackBerry, audio, and also on your iPad. So that's it for me. Take care of yourself, St. Martin. Enjoy the rest of the day. Goodbye.
There was a time when people dare not utter a word. There was a time when people were in the dark and searching for accurate information. Just when all hope is lost and frustration hangs in the balance, SXM Talk emerges and broke the silence. Join host Christopher Emmanuel for live and serious discussions and hard talk.